Watching a dirty cop get absolutely owned by their superior has to be one of the best things in the world. So today we are looking at 3 cases where dirty cops were humiliated by high-ranking authorities, starting with the one where a lying cop got caught in a shocking state. All started on that day, 26 October 2015, when an officer responded to a crash scene in New Jersey to find something startling. It was a police car involved in the accident. The responding officer noted that the driver of the car seemed familiar. It was Sergeant Michael, another officer, but something seemed distinctly off. His uniform was inside out, and his behavior was rather erratic. The officer quickly sensed that this was no run-of-the-mill accident. Something much more grave was going on.
I am not drunk.
You okay?
Yeah. I had a prostate surgery.
Okay.
I'm on anesthesia right now. I'm trying to get home to Cinemedicine.
Okay.
I will pay for her, whatever has to do.
Okay. What happened? You get it from behind?
Like, I can't, I gotta get home.
Okay. Alright, fair enough. I'm looking at you. She's okay. You alright? You want an ambulance or anything?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
I just want to get home.
Alright. Fair enough.
Whatever wrongs with her car, I'll pay for it.
Okay. Not a big deal. We'll take care of it. We'll get you out of here quick. Going home?
Yeah.
Alright.
I live in Cinemedicine. I'm going.
Sergeant Michael, slurring his words and looking visibly disoriented, explained that he had recently had prostate surgery and was still under the effect of the anesthesia. He admitted to having hit the car in front of him but acted as though it was no big deal, repeating over and over that he would take care of it, and even offered to pay for the damages right there on the spot. The desperation to leave the scene was rather obvious because he kept asking the officer to let him go home. He said it was only a few minutes from there, and it seemed he'd rather leave the situation than discuss the accident. As Sergeant Michael tried to blow off the situation, the officer got out to check on the other driver, a woman who had been rear-ended. She was visibly shaken and began to recount her terrifying experience. She had thought her attacker would be responsible enough to act in a responsible manner after the accident. But when Michael emerged from his car, she was prepared to scream. His uniform was on inside out, and he was mumbling gibberish. "I thought since he's a cop," she said, "he'd do something." Instead, Michael attempted to take over the situation in the worst possible way. He said, "Don't worry about it," and promised to take care of everything by offering his number and even pulling out his wallet and attempting to offer money on the spot for the damages. When she asked him if he was really a police officer, Michael said that yes, he was a police officer, but there was no way his actions led her believe that.
Alright, let me go check on her. I'll be right with you. How you doing?
Not good.
You okay?
3-7-1-3-4, we're back in business.
This guy, he got out of the car, I told him double, his uniform's inside out. I got out of the car, he took me to pull, I'm like, are you going to call the cops or are you going to take care of this? He said, I'll take care of it. He goes,
She inquired where his uniform and weapon were. Michael unzipped his jacket to show her his badge and firearm. But in doing that, something totally unexpected happened. A magazine fell out of his pocket along with what seemed like something private onto the pavement. An armed, it seemed intoxicated officer acting this nonchalantly was chilling for the lady. Feeling very distraught by the situation, she told him to get back into his car and informed him that her son-in-law is a state trooper. She was not being in any way threatening while being frightened for her own safety. She made it very clear that he was scaring her and wanted him to back off. Meanwhile, the responding officer now realized that this situation was getting out of control and requested a supervisor.
I'll take care of it. He says, I'll write you a check for $1,000. I said, are you a cop? He said, yeah, I'm a cop. I go, where's your uniform? His uniform's on inside out. He said, it's in the car. You want to see? I go, where's your weapon? And he pulled his thing open like this to show me that he had weapons on him.
Okay.
And this fell out of his pocket when he did it.
Okay.
And a magazine fell on the floor. And then I said to him, you get back in your car right now. My son-in-law's a state trooper. Get back in your car. You're scaring me. And then I got in my car. And
Okay. Let me get your, obviously he hit you. Let me get your license, registration, insurance. We'll take a report. He's not going to take it. We'll take it.
Yeah, so what happens if you have him drinking?
Well, I gotta get a supervisor on scene because they're the ones who gotta take too far action.
What was that?
I got to get a supervisor on scene because they handle repeat car accidents.
Oh, and also, when I pulled, he was in the gas station, I was getting gas.
Oh, back there?
Yeah, he was in front of me.
He what?
He was in
Sergeant Michael could hardly be said to be fit to take charge of the situation, and not even to make sensible decisions. As the woman continued elaborating on what had happened, more disturbing details kept coming through. She told that Michael had stopped at a gas station before the crash that cast suspicion on whether he was drinking at the time. The rather odd behavior of Michael, wearing his uniform inside out, proposing to pay for the damages, and insisting that everything was okay, hardly helped in settling anyone's minds. Instead, this rather unusual act pointed towards a more serious thing. Michael wasn't even under the influence from the surgery. He was probably drunk.
Check you out at all? Are you hurt at all?
I don't think so. I think I'm just
Was shaken up and anything?
Yeah.
Okay. I wish, yeah, it's in the, trooper hit somebody from behind. I think he said his badge is 4828. Roadside, SFC roadside. I'm trying to look it up now. Do you know? Well, that's the problem. It's got, I don't know if it's saliva or vomit on his shirt. Seems kind of out of it. Tells me he just had prostate cancer, so he's a little out of it from the anesthesia. He's trying to get home. The lady tells me she stopped. He hits her from behind. He gets out of the car. His shirt's inside out. She says, "Are you a true?" The shirt was inside out. Like he took a shirt and put it inside out. The shirt was inside out. So she asked, "Are you a trooper? Are you a cop?" He said
He was armed and still driving while impaired, which is grave offense for anyone, not to mention a police officer. The reporting officer testified in his report that Michael's speech was slurred, and he seemed as though he would barely hold it together. When a sergeant behaves this way, it not only puts the public at risk, but also undermines trust and authority of the police force. Things were worse and more alarming by the time the supervisor arrived.
little. So we're yeah, I'm gonna wait to see when Sarge gets here. I'll put all her info in. Yeah, you might have to. A little bit. Yeah, she supposedly, yeah, she already made phone calls.
It would be discovered that Michael had an open container of alcohol in his vehicle. The findings, combined with his erratic behavior and his role in the crash, landed him with a number of charges. Charges against Michael included open container, careless driving, and driving while intoxicated. Immediately arrested, he was then suspended from duty without pay. Michael fell deeply and dramatically. However, he is a sergeant who demands leadership and responsibility. Hence, in this case, he acted in a very reckless manner and put other people at risk as well. His act cannot be justified, given the fact that he is a servant who has been entrusted with the duty of law enforcement. The fact that he tried to bribe the victim after his crash and run away unpunished made his act be most shameless of all. Ultimately, this incident made everyone realize that even a person in a high position like Michael is never above the law. Recklessness killed, but also erased the credibility of a police officer for Michael. Attempting to get out of responsibility with the badge and authority moved dramatically bad for Michael, showing that corruption or wielding power could never be unchecked. This is not just a case of road traffic accident. It portrays a very good example of law enforcers misusing their powers. And when they misbehave, they must undergo the whole consequences, like Michael did. The trust placed in him by his peers and by the general public was completely ruined. In next case, on August 30th, 2024, the officers of Broomfield Police Department stopped a black man who was driving a BMW. They accused him of having narcotics on him, as told by detectives who had apparently been tailing him. The man, however, had very well known his rights and challenged them instantly for making senseless accusations.
We have some reason to believe, sir, that there might be drugs in the car. So I'm going to ask you to step out. Okay? That has nothing to do with that. I had no idea your race until I got up here. I had no idea your race until I stopped you.
You stopped me for a tag.
Yep.
Now you're citing drugs.
Yeah. Maybe there's some...
I'm going to sue you.
Okay, go ahead and step out.
I'm not going to step out. I haven't committed a crime. I know the law. I'm very well informed of the law. I haven't committed a crime. I know the law. You initially pulled me over for a tag because I'm a black man in a Beamer. Now you're saying that I have drugs. I'm going to make you famous if you don't know it. I'm going to tell you. I'm a business owner. I deal with some of the biggest media conglomerates, platinum producers in the world.
Yeah?
I don't do drugs. I'm a business owner, bro.
Okay.
You're profiling me because I'm black and I'm in a Beamer. Now, if you
I'm about to burn them. If we don't have anything else, I'm about to...
When the policeman ordered him to exit the vehicle, the man stood still but firm. He claimed he was on his way to an appointment and had committed no crime. He contended that the cause for the stop was racially charged because the officers began by claiming he was being pulled over for a tag issue, but their cause quickly shifted to him having drugs. "You stopped me because I'm a black man in a Beamer," he said, indicating that their behavior was racially charged. In response, the officers claimed they had no idea of his race when they initiated the stop, a claim that seemed hollow considering the shift in accusations once they approached the car.
told you that I have no in the car. I've told you that I'm not getting out the car because I know the law. I haven't committed a crime. If you want to violate my rights further, I promise you, you're going to be famous.
And I'll tell you right now, I don't normally do this, but we have some detectives that were following you, and yeah.
Where'd they follow me from? Tell me.
Well, I don't have that information. But
I travel this road every day.
Okay.
My wife is a doctor in Boulder.
Okay, I'll get.
Are you going to violate my rights? I just told you to call your supervisor. I'm late picking up my wife, bro.
And I can get information from other officers that tell me they have probable cause to do a sniff on your car.
Because I'm a black man in a Beamer.
I had no idea you were a black man until I stopped you.
I'm a black man in a Beamer.
Did not know with the tinted windows.
I don't care about whoever your supposed detectives are that follow me. Man, I travel this road daily, back and forth, multiple times. Yeah. My wife works in Boulder. If you violate my rights, I'm going to make a case against you, and I'm going to win. Okay. You're profiling me because I'm...
The man calmly refuted every accusation that the officers made. He repeatedly told them that he had no drugs and was not involved in any illegal activities. In fact, he was a businessman, known in various industries, and had nothing to do with the crime that the officers were accusing him of. "My family is rich. We have construction companies, restaurants, real estate, and entertainment business," he said, thinking that he didn't need to sell drugs. The officers continued their aggressive interrogation and even accused several wealthy people of having shell companies in order to launder illicit trades.
Just happen to be black and I just happen to be white.
You just happen to not be the first officer of white descent to call me a dealer because I'm in a Beamer. My family is rich. Okay. My family is rich. I don't have to sell drugs. We own construction companies, restaurants, entertainment businesses, houses, real estate, and all type of stuff. I don't have to sell drugs, bro.
A lot of people that sell drugs get rich, and then they have these other shell companies that are shell companies.
You're going to violate my rights?
Well, we'll just stand by.
Call your supervisor.
Okay, we're working on that. If you have no drugs, a sniffing it will be little.
Bro, you can bring your dog all you want. You're going to look stupid as f***, I promise you. Okay. And I'm a super. I don't have to sell drugs, bro. My family rich than a motherfucker. I ain't got to sell nothing. I'm set for life. You about to find out. Watch. Racist. Pull me over for a tag. They said it was a tag. Now they're saying I'm a drug
When the man realized his rights had already been breached, he asked for a supervisor while tension mounted. His understanding of the law and his calm head did not deter the officers from continuing their attempt to search his car. They argued that a K-9 unit could sniff for drugs, so they insisted he step out of the car. The man would not comply, knowing they had no probable cause and were merely acting on racial profiling. "You're profiling me because I am black," he stated, adding that he believed he was being targeted because of his race and car.
The gig is up. I let him know that drug detectives were following him. So.
Okay, so you need to get out of the car.
Okay.
Sir? Excuse me, sir? The supervisor is on the way to talk to you, okay? But I do need you to exit the vehicle now. I haven't committed a crime and I'm not getting out of the car. You're not going to violate my rights. I know the rights. I understand that, we got lots of lawyers. I appreciate that, sir. But I didn't even have to give him my information and I cooperated. If I was a drug dealer, why not run? Okay. If I was a drug dealer, why did I give him I know the law. I don't even have to give him my information. Well, you do. Because I haven't committed a crime. Okay. A supervisor is on the way, but you need to get out of that vehicle because if you don't, we're going to remove you from the vehicle and you'll be charged with a crime. You'll be violating my rights and I'm going to shoot somebody. And that's your choice as an American citizen. But we don't want to have to get that way. So if you get out of the vehicle, we don't have to use force and we don't have to. Hey, look, I'm going to let him search, y'all. Watch this. I want all y'all badge numbers and everything. Here. I want you to check everything in here. I'm gonna open up the trunk for you.
The man remained unruffled throughout the entire encounter, again declaring himself headed out to retrieve his wife, who was a doctor, and to meet for a chiropractic visit. He agreed to them summoning the K-9 unit, feeling sure they would come up empty-handed. His confidence proved well-founded. Once no illicit substances or activities were found in the vehicle, he had to be released. By then, though, the damage was done.
Your dog, he smelled narcotics? He indicated. Watch this. Hey, look, hold on. I'm gonna show you something too. Hold on. I have the right to talk as well. Sure. Do you know where I was headed? This is where I was headed. My wife is a chiropractic doctor. I have a chiropractic appointment and to pick up my wife, and you just made me late for it because I'm a dealer. Now I'm gonna get back to recording. Yes, sir. Yeah, now I'm gonna get back to recording your racist.
My apologies, you're losing your appointment there.
Your dog getting hit on my car. I know the cop tricks because I got a brother that's a cop. The cop getting hit, your dog getting hit on and when you don't find nothing, just make sure you show up and say it in court. Trust me, I got you.
This stop was not only discriminatory but also humiliating. He recalled that at one point, they falsely told him that their K-9 had detected narcotics in his car. One trick often used to justify unwarranted searches. However, the man was alert enough and had known the trick well. He said that he had family members in law enforcement. He informed them that they were all wrong for doing so and that he was going to sue them since he said they violated his rights.
Thanks. Sir, you can sit back in the vehicle. You want to wait out here for the supervisor or you want to wait in the vehicle? I want you to give me my ticket so I can go to my appointment and pick up my wife. And you've already disrespected. You just lied. He just lied and said that his dog hit on my car. Did you find any drugs, sir? No, sir. I know you didn't. Because I'm not no dick. Man, give me my ticket. Okay, if you want to take the seat back in the vehicle.
You are going to give him a ticket?
Yeah. Take this forever. I don't know if I want to give him a ticket. I didn't call him on it. I thought,
Hey, it's up to you. It's your discretion. I'll go ask him to see if he still wants a supervisor, but...
Yeah, go ask him. Yeah. It seems like you got on a good...
We're getting there. We're getting there. But if he doesn't want one, you want to just pick him loose?
I keep my business card with a warning.
What's your question, sir?
For him.
Yep.
Because he's the guy that approached me.
You want to step out or you...
You said that somebody gave you intel that I was a dealer and detectives followed me?
They gave me intel to stop a car, to identify you, and then also to sniff the car.
Who is these individuals that told you this? I have a right to know. My lawyer's going to want to know too.
Yeah, well, it'll be in a copy of our documentation.
But you're documenting me.
Everything is documented. It's
Everything is documented.
Everything is documented. Like this.
So who are these people? Where they followed me from? You said they followed me. Where did they follow me?
I don't have all that information. It was a really quick, brief conversation to catch up to your car. And can stop.
We're only provided certain information. We're only provided when they call him and say, hey, this guy, we have information that may or may not have any sort of substance, such as like drugs or anything like that, may be in the vehicle. If there's a violation, such as your tag right there, if there's something,
I can stop.
you can stop.
And I can get your information.
Finally, the police offered only to let him go on after realizing that they had no grounds to hold him. In fact, they even explained to him that if he accepted the warning, he could leave without ever having to deal with a supervisor, to any operative with an iota of discomfort at what was going on. The man was not going to play ball, however, and spelled out to them in no uncertain terms that the behavior was going to cost. "I'm going to make you famous," he said, pointing out that their actions weren't going to go unnoticed.
Having narcotics in
Because I was going to let you go on a warning with the tag, and then that's why I asked you if you had any narcotics.
But why? Because I was black?
It has nothing to do with
Because
that.
black people always have drugs. It must be because black people always have drugs.
I had no
That's
idea
why.
what your race was until I got up to you, sir.
Okay, but when you got up to me and seen that there was a black man behind the wheel of this brand new Beamer,
Don't mind. Can we
There's
talk real
already
quick? Can we
suspicion
talk
that
real
there
quick
was
over here?
potential
Because
drug.
I just want
I'ma
to
sue the out there. Watch this.
On ticket, no. Yeah, you're not. Okay. So, this whole thing, I just wanted to ask you, do you still want a supervisor to come?
I want to get to my appointment like I was originally scheduled.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking right now. Okay. Would you still like to speak with our supervisor? If not, the officer's willing to let you go to the warning and let you go to your appointment. If you'd like to, our supervisor's here.
I don't want to meet your supervisor. I want to get to my appointment.
You don't want to meet him?
I want to get to my appointment.
That's just fair. Okay. So, like I said, this is nothing about race. This is nothing about any of that. We're giving information. He saw your tags, pulled you over for probable cause of that. I just want to make that clear, okay?
This incident is a good example of how, until today, racial profiling plays out in the lives of black people in America. That man, who was a successful CEO, was able to stand up against them because he knew his rights and couldn't be intimidated by those officers. For someone less knowledgeable or not having resources to fight for himself, the situation could have ended even worse. It so turns out that this attempt of the officers to humiliate and wrongly accuse on the basis of race has backfired very spectacularly, because it was made plain in no uncertain terms that this humiliation was going to cost them in court. In the end, this episode shows how systemic racism and police misconduct is an outright deep-rooted issue. It also remains a warning that, to many people of color, dealings with the police can spiral into full-blown confrontations in what might have started as routine traffic stops over baseless suspicions. Watching that black CEO confidently assert his rights about racial profiling was empowering, but also a stern lesson in how others should handle the situation. In next case, on January 1st, 2021, off-duty police officer Corporal Scott Barrick was involved in a traffic accident at Gainesville, Florida. There was a car accident on a green light, and when Officer Brooke first reported to the scene, she was shocked to realize her colleague was involved in the crash. Further investigation proved that Barrick had been drinking, and with each minute, he made more disturbing reactions.
Yeah, reached out for my lighter, slammed into his ass.
Cool.
No, not really.
Not really.
No.
You didn't want to do an information
So he
exchange?
does. No, now I found it.
Okay. Well. Are you okay?
Oh yeah, no, I'm good.
Your airbag went off. Your car.
Oh, no, absolutely. Which I just
That sucks. Police Neil's off. He can come give you a ride. Do you want me to let him know you found the insurance and... Well, maybe you should not do that then.
Even though Barrick was hostile by refusing an information exchange and evading, Officer Brooke acted professionally. She called her supervisor for guidance, stating that she didn't like the situation but would do it by the book. Detains Barrick until such time as a supervisor can help her to complete a thorough DUI investigation.
Because I'm going to call Priester and see if he needs me to do anything special since it's one of us.
Yep.
So, Give me a minute. Sorry, Birdie. Hey, this crash, Birdie, ASO come work it? Okay. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've worked a crash with one of us in it, so... No, he's not on duty. He's in his POV. But I just didn't want there to be any, like, conflict of interest type issues. Alright, that was it. I just want to make sure. Alright, bye.
Is he really?
So, Birdie, you giving me some indicators?
Oh.
Listen.
Shit, woman.
Listen. Valdez is coming out just to... I'm not gonna lie to you about it.
She's on her way?
Yeah, she's on her way. Because I'm not really comfortable with this whole thing at all. But I'm not gonna lie to you about it.
Oh no, I don't mean to put you in that
Barrick was attempting to light a cigarette and also dismissed the seriousness of the matter. Officer Brooke did not yield, as she informed him, while smoking or consuming anything would compromise the investigation. Even after Barrick protested and was displaying signs of intoxication, Brooke utilized the protocol procedure rather than allowing him to go free because he is also an officer.
From now on, you know how it goes. You can't consume anything, okay? Because right now you're being detained.
Wait, what?
I'm holding on to you because I have a supervisor coming to see if I need to do a full-fledged DUI investigation or not.
Attention all units, CPD channel 1 is clear 1033, all units customer back on channel 1, please 29 hours.
So please don't make my life difficult. I'm very uncomfortable right now.
And I apologize for putting you in that position.
Okay.
Are you on?
Yes. Yes, I am. And I'm going to remain on
Fair enough.
because integrity.
Even though she...
You can't consume anything.
Why?
Because if I'm going to do a DUI investigation, it impedes it, so you can't consume anything. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Don't be. I am one.
I'm just waiting for Valdez to get here because I'm not going to do this without a supervisor here. And I know you understand why.
100%.
Things worsened when her supervisor showed up as Barrick flunked the field sobriety tests. His blood alcohol levels were later measured at 0.1053 and 0.156, which was way above the legal limit. Barrick eventually confessed to drinking Bacardi rum with Diet Coke before driving.
Don't walk away. I'm not going to. But you know I gotta finish.
I can't demonstrate.
Yeah.
I don't have the fucking balance to demonstrate.
Throughout the ordeal, Officer Brooke maintained her integrity to navigate a very difficult situation where misconduct on part of a fellow officer would have easily gone unaddressed. Her adherence to the rules demonstrated commitment to duty, even if it meant having to hold a fellow officer accountable. Corporal Barrick was ultimately charged with both DUI and careless driving after his breathalyzer tests revealed blood alcohol levels of 0.153 and 0.156, more than twice the legal limit. Despite the awkwardness of the situation, Officer Brooke handled the incident with professionalism and ensured that the law was enforced equally, regardless of Barrick's status as a fellow officer. What do you think? Was Officer Brooke right in how she handled this? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on more cases we'll be covering. Thanks for watching.